Hello, board game geeks. This is Brian Hazard. I'm here with my buddy Alan DeCamp. Yeah. Alan DeCamp, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going?
Today we are going to be doing the Shades of Tezla. We're going to do a little run through. It's the Mage Knight expansion that just came out. Highly controversial because of the terrible parts. It's actually, they're not that bad. So we're going to go through this. We're going to tell you a little bit about it, and then we're going to sort of just do recordings in between rounds so that you can get a feel for what we think is happening. I'm going to be playing Bravelar. Let's you don't want to look at me. You want to look at this. Here we go. Oh, the flash is on. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to be playing Bravelar. He's the new character that comes with the Shades of Tezla. Did I say Tezlar earlier? I don't know. Shades of Tezla expansion right here. And then Alan is going to be going classic with Tuvok. If you recall, he is the Vulcan from Deep Space or Voyager. No, what's his name? Tovak. He was actually a famous gangster rapper. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. This is a standard setup for Mage Knight for the most part. The expansion doesn't change that much if you're familiar with the game. I'm not going to get into the oh my god, I am not going to explain Mage Knight to you today. That's not going to happen. I'm not sure I can. I'm pretty sure no one actually knows all the rules. But what we are going to do is show a little bit of the expansion and how that works. One of the changes is that you now have some new units here on the side that come from the two different factions. There are Dark Crusaders and there are Elementalists. And they are fighting over the spirit of the great wizard Tezla, the only one who was able to combine the magics, something like that. There was a story, I don't know. It totally doesn't matter. It's just for killing things. And the other change is that there are now these faction tokens that you can win. Anytime you kill one of these guys, you get one of these. And they are all special little abilities. They have a handy card right there. Thank you. This is very Vanna White. Can I zoom in this mode? I can, look. Can I focus in this mode? Maybe not. Oh, that's kind of focused. That's good phone. Good phone. Okay. So yeah, that shows you what those skills do. And if you're wondering what the bowls are for, that's where we dump dead people. That's where we dispose of the bodies. So, okay, we have that. The other difference is going to be there are no new map tokens. There are no new cards for any of the other decks. It's just for Bravelar. What they do add is some really nifty. The board is not included. They add some really nifty scenarios, and in those scenarios, you have these two giant, awful people. These are like the leaders of the factions. So instead of finding cities, we are going to find this here, Necropolis, and we're going to find this hidden valley. And when we get there, we are going to beat the snot out of these two like rented mules, and then we will kill them. On one side of the map's going to be divided by the middle. This is the north. That's the south side. Anytime we find a mystical glade on the north side, we're going to turn it into a graveyard. And graveyards focus. Oh, well. So graveyards actually operate a little bit differently. You have to fight a red and a brown token when you get there from that faction, the Dark Crusaders. And if you beat them, you actually get a spell, which is nice. Spells are kind of hard to get. What's harder to get are those artifacts, because dude, they're amazing, and like I've only had like 2 in my entire life. How many artifacts have you had total? Like
at least once a game.
Once a game?
Yeah.
I hate you. This is all right. So, anyways, don't listen to him. I'm going to get one this game because I'm going to go to the south side of the map where all the mystical glades produce artifacts. If you go, you pretty much use them like adventure sites. If none of this means anything to you, what you need to do is go on to Board Game Geek and look in the video section for Mage Knight, and you will see that there's an amazing walkthrough by a guy named Rick Royal, I believe his name is, and he does a complete run-through of a Mage Knight game showing all the rules. It's really well done. I highly recommend it. If I'm smart, I'll put a link in the comments down below so you can find that. So with that being said, I don't think that there's much more to do. What we're going to do is... we
are playing also with the Lost Legion expansion.
Yes, thank you. Very important thing to note that we have, like many other people, the Lost Legion expansion for me is never coming back out of the game. It's not.
It's essential now with the base game.
Right. Say why.
The reason why?
Yeah.
Well, because it adds that element of...
what he was saying such good things earlier. I swear to God, he was saying great things about this expansion earlier. Yeah, you got stage fright. Okay, so what he was talking about was that it really having the general in there sort of opens things up. It gives the monsters a lot of new abilities, and it makes it so that the end fight is a lot more interesting.
Plus the characters, you have more abilities with them, and it really differentiates the characters as well.
That's true. There's actually extra cards that come with the Lost Legion expansion that give you like specific abilities for that character that you wouldn't usually have.
Yes.
So we have that mixed in with the regular stuff. For the people who are talking about component issues in this game, I do want to point out, and I'm not being a contrarian, I just want to say the silver lining of this. For most of, if not all of the scenarios that are included in the Shades of Tezla expansion, you will not be mixing these tokens together. And I have another video on here you can take a look at that'll show you all the component complaints that people have, and they are legitimate complaints. I'm not saying that that's okay. It's not okay. But if you want to play, just know that yes, these tokens are smaller and they are darker in color. However, you're not going to mix them together in this game, so that's probably not going to be an issue, at least not for the scenarios that come in the game. By the way, the scenarios, there's like 4 scenarios, and each one has solo, competitive, and cooperative. So there's just a wealth of things. Truth be told, I haven't even played all the things that came in the original game.
No, I haven't either.
I just haven't. There's just so much, and there's so much stuff online too.
So many scenarios.
Yeah. So we're gonna start out. We're not gonna, like I said, we're not gonna record the whole thing because I don't wanna. And but after each of our turns, we're gonna jump in again and talk a little bit about what we've seen and how the new expansion is affecting the game. Yeah. Did I forget anything? Is this exceptionally bright?
It's blinding.
I didn't mean to have the flash on. I got to turn that off. So okay, more later. We're on to round 1. Okay, you remember how I said we were going to record like at the end of every round? Things have already gone south, so we're gonna start talking about what's wrong already. Because and another thing to point out is I just found out I can move this around the screen like that, which for some reason makes me extremely happy. So, anyways, that's not the point at all. All right, so here's what we have going on. Very start of the game. We have a horrible map. This is a horrible map. We are blocked. We've got mountains over here. We've got a dungeon that's in a wasteland, which costs buku movement points. Another mountain over here, and there's a keep or a mage tower in between. So if we want to go this way at all, it's either go to we call it a monster hole. That's not what it is, but it's totally it's a hole of monsters. So come on. So we can go this way, but there's not a lot of value in doing that. There's no villages. No villages have appeared at all. Not good. And both of us were like, hey, look, we have movement and influence. Yay, not okay. Not good. And then right away we had a mystical glade, which turned into a graveyard that has these 2 guys on it. If you're thinking, oh, that guy looks bad, that's because he is. That is a blood demon, 6 combat, brutal assassination. If you don't know any of that means, I can't help you. You got to know this stuff already. Now, I can stand there. I don't have to fight him. It's just like an adventure site. I can go in if I want to. And the reason I did is because I have a nifty card that Bravelar comes with a card that lets you have a block value if you juice it, if you use a mana crystal on it. It'll give you a block value that's equal to the movement cost of the space. And this dude hits with 6 fire. Fire! And if it's daytime, that movement cost block value for Bravelar is fire, and at night it's ice. So this will be an opportunity for me to actually try to knock this out. Because we have like nothing else we can do. This guy's fortified behind a wall. There's a lake. There's mountains. There's no villages. We have no combat cards. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty bad right now.
So this has not gone great this first round, and I thought we should point this out. So later, if you're like, why did you make these awful decisions? Why is everything you do seem to be stupid? And you put yourself in a corner. We just want you to know that we started in the corner. So someone did put baby in the corner. We are that baby. And this is that corner. So, to be continued, just so you know, it's not our fault. We didn't do it. Okay, just to make more excuses, we just noticed that our spell offering includes just, like, it's equivalent to a travel agency. It's pretty much what we have going on. Wings of Wind, underground travel, and then restoration. So this is how you get to the vacation spot, and then this is the vacation spot. Hang out in the woods. And you heal. That's our spell offering. Like, we can travel like crazy. What do we have over here?
some more movement right here.
Yeah.
Steady tempo.
Oh, good. More movement. That's what I was hoping for.
We can move wherever we want to go.
We're not gonna win this game. So, okay, that was that. Okay, so we have finished the first day round. This is a 6-round game, so the first day of this Mage Knight game. And how would you say that went?
It was rough.
It was a little rough. So, as you can see here, where we stand now, we did manage to do some damage. Alan was able to take this mage tower, okay. And he, when he got there was a summoner chick, and she's a big coward, and she didn't want to fight him, so she pulled out a werewolf, who I believe, did he smack you, silly? He smacked you.
4 wounds.
Smacked the taste out of his mouth, because werewolves are fast like that. They're like, wham, 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 wham. And so he took a bunch of wounds, but that was tough cookies. He still got this chick like a fish, and took the mage tower. However, both of us have been struggling from a lack of influence. We weren't able to do anything with the mage tower. He then moved up and thought, I feel like getting attacked by a giant bird. So he attacked this keep because there was a skirmisher inside, and skirmishers refused to be... They're like, whatever, come at me, bro. They will not stay in the tower. So they came right out of the tower and attacked him in the face, and he he just decided to take the wounds from the bird. This bird is from the expansion. These are awful because if you don't... They have swiftness, so if you don't block 8, they'll do 4 damage. However, they also are elusive, so if you don't block them, you have to hit them for 8 damage instead of 4 damage. Now, they're never fortified because birds don't go in buildings, especially giant eagles. So he decided the best thing to do is just get wailed in the face, which is what he did, taking another 3 wounds? 2 wounds.
I guess range is the way to go on those.
Yeah. So that hit him for another 2 wounds, but he was able to take the keep, so he'll get an extra card next turn. You'll see we've got mountains running through the middle and a frickin' desert now on the other side. So really, Alan had no choice but to go through that keep. There wasn't anywhere else to go. I used my... I actually didn't end up using my special Bravelar ability. I went in after this keep, or this mage tower. I also took a crap ton of wounds from this guy. I took 3 wounds. He burnt me like a Christmas turkey. And... God, look at the horns on his head. You'd think he'd have, like, serious neck issues with that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So I wailed him in the face and took the mage tower. However, in doing so, I kind of took a lot of wounds. I decided I wanted to hang around and be able to use the mage tower I took to get something next turn, so I waited, and I killed the wandering monster next to me, which was this guy. However, that is an error, and we decided not to go back because it's too far to go back at this point, but that should have been from the expansion. I wasn't thinking, and I just, by habit, grabbed green shit out of the base and threw it in there. I guess what we realized is, like, we may not even need the tokens.
No, at least not in this scenario at all.
Yeah, the green and brown and
it's
red.
All from the expansion.
Yeah, they're all from the expansion, so you may not even need to set up the green, brown, and red original game if you're playing this particular scenario, which is called... Let me check this micro print, and we'll find out. Life and Death is the one that we're doing, the big 6-round one. So keep that in mind. The skill I got, we have leveled up. I did manage to get one of Bravelar's skills, so if you want to hear about Bravelar's skills, here's one of them right here. He gets a +1 movement every turn, and also he is able to move into mountains and lakes. This is called Secret Wars. Not Marvel. Not Marvel?
Not Marvel. It sounds like Marvel.
It sounds like Marvel. So I can move into mountains for a cost of 5, and if I pay a blue mana, I can move into lakes as a cost of 2. They're considered safe, and I can hang out there. That's kind of cool. And I took this over an attack thing because of this ridiculous map that we're having to deal with, and we do think that movement is going to be an ongoing issue, much like focus is on this god-awful cell phone. We've also been stuck with a really rough mana pool here. We've had just a ton of green, which has been of no value. Both of us took multiple wounds. I have 6 wounds in my deck.
I have 8.
He has 8 wounds in his deck. So, but keep this in mind too, like if you haven't played a lot of Mage Knight, or if you're afraid of getting wounds, suck it up, man. You gotta take wounds. It's the only way to play the game. We would love to take this heal card that's been in the offering all of this entire round, but now we've run out of time and we're about to, that's good. We have to do the new round, so that one's gonna go, and the new one is gonna be And these are all, again, movement. We have our tourist, our travel agency cards here. Our new one's going to be Tremor. Target enemy gets armor -3, or all enemies get armor -2. That's a pretty good one. And then Earthquake, where you just destroy Ruda's face with black mana. And we are going in the night, so that'll be nice. And in our advanced action offering, we are going to get... What is that?
Temporal Portal. More movement.
Good grief. At least we got a giant fireball there that we can use. That's good. And then the offering gets wiped, doesn't it? Every round? Get a whole new offering?
Yes.
Yes, so that's going to go. We never even looked at these. You're not going to either. Those are gone. I don't even know what I just did. All right, that's fine. It looked good. It looked good, right? You loved that. Familiars! We've got familiars! We've got no magical glades to get them, but we have them. This is the dude you just killed. There's the shock troop. See, that's the... Where did he go? What did I do with him? Where did he go? Is he? Yeah, did I bury him with my kamikaze throw there? I don't know. Oh, here they are. They're right here. This is the dude that Alan just killed. So they don't feel too bad about it. They're willing to join our cause. So, end of the first round, we not do great. We only explored one tile. We explored one tile. We took a combined total of 14 wounds, and we leveled up a little bit. So let's see if we can do something a little more decent this turn. I think what we need to focus on is we're probably both going to explore, and we talked about doing the drafting, the more deck building card drafting thing at the beginning of this game, and they were like, oh, but that'll make it too easy. I kind of feel like we should have...
Regretting that decision right now.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention that even though I cheated by using a base game character, she did poison the crap out of me when I killed her. To which I responded, right? A wound in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Yeah. So I actually got plenty of wounds. 2 in the hand, 2 in the discard pile when this chick went nuts and hit me in the face. So we're going to take all these fine fellows and put them in the dead people pile. That's the Chicago way. There we go. And and then we're gonna go into round 2 here, and we'll be back. All right, so here we are at the end of the second round, so the first night of the game. How did we do?
A little back and forth. We had some good things happen, some bad things happen. I didn't take any more wounds.
Right. We didn't.
You didn't take a wound, but I'm okay. I didn't take any more wounds.
So far, what do you think the effect of the expansion has been on the game?
The factions themselves, like the rampaging monsters, are definitely tougher.
Okay.
There's good things with that because you get the skills for beating them, but.
Right.
If you don't like swiftness, you're not going to like these creatures.
There's been a ton of swiftness. Like, Alan has been attacked by the fastest animals alive. Birds and werewolves
it's very frustrating.
Centaurs. Now he's got a centaur attacking him right now, or right next door to him. We've had an inordinate amount of mage towers. Like, that's mage towers number 3 and 4. We've had only one village the entire game. Wait, no, that's not true, is it? Yeah, no, it is.
That's very... No.
2. There's 2. We've had 2 villages the entire game, 1 monastery, a couple of keeps, both of which Alan just ran right through because he's like, I'm so frustrated with swiftness! And then he'd kill people. Just taking over people's houses. Did you take a rep for killing that keep? Yeah, you did, because it was a hero. Yes. That's right. So he killed heroes.
My rep. I usually don't like going in negative.
Okay, so I like to tease Alan because he has like rules when he plays Mage Knight, and one of them is like, I don't burn down monasteries because that's a bad thing to do. That being said, he just dragged a hero out of a keep and murdered them in the field. So that did lower his reputation. People do not look kindly on that. So now that you murdered someone everyone considers to be a hero, how do you feel about that?
I'm a little sad. I usually play the good guy, and I have nothing. I had no choice. There's nothing else. Nothing else to do.
He's like, I only intended to burglarize. I didn't realize someone was home, and that it would then be considered a home invasion, and that I would then have to kill them. Sorry, I didn't realize you were here, but now you have to die. So this run's been better. So far, the expansion, the main effect has been that I'm not going into graveyards because they're too big. They tend to have enough stuff in there that it would be awful hard to do anything. I haven't gotten to level up again this round, actually. I did kill a little level 1 skeleton guy, which gave me one of the faction tokens that Alan had mentioned. which is kind of a cool one. After a combat, for every unit I kill, I can discard 1 wound. I don't know if I love that. I might trade it in for a fame, which you can do during the game. You can also use it for 3 influence during like an interacting with locals type thing. So I don't have to choose right now, so I'm going to hold off on that. My movement thing has been useful. It did let me explore a little more. I did get a scout, which let me explore from 2 spaces away. So I just stood in my mage tower and explored a new tile before I went. Oh, I explored twice this round, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we've opened up the map a little bit. Alan's actually got a couple of units also this round, but wounded one right away. You know what? You're a bad person. I mean, seriously.
I don't like being a bad person.
You're doing all these horrible things. This is the people he killed. This was actually a hell of a fight. This was like a 10-minute fight.
It was.
And this is one of the things that Mage Knight is just, it's not going to be good for everybody because there's going to be people who are going to be driven mad waiting for someone else to do a 10-minute fight. I am not that type of person. I'm the type of person that watches while he does a 10-minute fight. With bated breath the whole time. I'm like, oh, huh? Oh, and that's my way of playing Mage Knight is I'm totally involved in everybody else's combat. So if that's what you like, that's what it's for. And so now my rant that I said I was going to save for video. I love Mage Knight, but it's so freaking big, man. It's like crazy big, and you can't ever find time to play it. Like, you can't play during the weekend because then there's other people around and they want to do things, and you can't play this game because no one will play this game with you unless they're like super hardcore. My wife will not play this game. I remember once she played it with me, and I was like, "You sure you want to play Mage Knight? Because it's kind of a long game." "Oh no, that's fine." We got to like the 4th round or 3rd round, and she's like, I don't want to." And I was like, "What do you mean you don't wanna? We're playing already." She's like, No.
We're like 4 hours in.
Yeah, we're like 2 hours in, and she's like, "No, it's too long. It's too long." I'm like, "I know it's long. That's why it's good." So that's the biggest problem is that this game, while being amazing, it's impossible. Like, just so you guys understand, Alan here and I took the day off work. Like, he's already not working today, but I literally took the day off work, like put in a paid time off request so that I could stay home and play the Shades of Tezla expansion and record it. That's the time of commitment that you need for this game. It's absolutely massive. So,
but it's well worth it.
It is currently, what time is it? It is 12:42. Alan got here about 9:30. We took about an hour to set up, talk about rules, plan our strategy. So we started playing at 10:30. So in 2 hours, we've played 2 rounds of a 6-round game. So we can expect to be playing until 4:30 this afternoon to finish this game because we like to take our time. That is why this game is both awesome and terrible and majestic and evil because you can't ever find time to play it. So
we also like to talk on this side, though. So it's
wait, me?
No, not you.
I don't like to talk. I don't talk ever. I'm like I'm like silent. I'm like Silent Bob. So quiet. All right. We are going into round 3. Our new offering is we're ditching this. Our new spell offer will have Chill. Target enemy does not attack this combat. If it has fire resistance, it loses it for the rest of the turn. It's awesome. Did you already do this one?
No.
So our next one for here is going to be Refreshing Walk. Move 2 and heal 1. Oh, it's like a feel. This is like when Anakin and Padme were walking through the the field, talking about politics and wrestling. Okay, so that's
talking about wrestling.
No, that's true. No, they were wrestling and talking about politics. That's right.
That's right.
Okay, and then nothing really super image. Oh, these are pretty cool. So we've got some illusionists, some guardian golems. I like these a lot. Some more scouts and some thugs. Thugs are interesting because you have to have a bad reputation in order to recruit them, or they prefer if you do at least. We're re-rolling our source. We're going into day number 2, and we will fill you in. We didn't tell you anything about one over here. We got some new. This is from Legion's expansion, right? We got a little maze thing. Another graveyard that I'm probably not going to go in. Some gibbering ghouls, which right? I dated them.
You said 2 at least.
I dated at least a couple of gibbering ghouls. That's true. So I think I dated them in high school. I hope they're not watching. All right. You know who you are, huh? You know who you are, you gibbering ghouls. All right, so, yeah, that was terrible. I'm a bad person. Okay, and then he's got 2 adventure sites. He's ready for adventure. Look at him over there. I'm going to try to zoom. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's ready for adventure. Why is he running right at me? Come at me, bro. Yeah, geez, he's a rough type character. And a little peninsula of water and more mage towers. So, going into round 3, let's see what happens. Well, haven't we been productive? Okay, so this is the end of the second day, so 3rd round. And Alan has managed to acquire quite a number of advanced actions. He's got this card called what? Ancient something?
Ancient
something of the ancients. Essentially,
ancient blood or ancient...
It's ancient crazy talk. It essentially...
I'll tell you here in a second.
And survey says...
Blood of the Ancients.
Blood of the Ancients lets you discard take a wound, and then pay a mana crystal?
Yes, and then you can pick anything of the matching mana crystal.
So good.
Very good.
But this turn has been excellent. We both got artifacts. I got this amazing sword that's in here somewhere. Let's see how nice it's going to be to me.
We revealed a lot of the map.
Yes, we did much more exploring. That's been good. We really ran out of mana, though. We pretty much wrecked our source there. Yeah, Sword of Justice came up. I managed to get this. I actually went into a maze and went all the way down to the deepest level and fought that thing. I think that's a Balrog of Morgoth. But anyways, Sword of Justice, play this card, discard any number of cards from your hand and get attack 3. This really excited me because I was like, I have so many wounds, but you cannot discard wounds for this. That is such a shame. So I got that, and then your artifact was, what was your artifact?
Mine was the healing artifact.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Chalice.
The Holy Grail.
Golden Grail.
Yeah. I seek the Grail. It was excellent.
It is.
So so we're coming into the 3rd round. I feel a little better now. There's a couple of keeps for me to go after, like I told Alan. This time, I'm playing for keeps. And it's so good. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. All right, so we're about to explore some more land. We're about to get into the core tiles now. It's going to get real. It just got real. I got a awesome new skill called Shapeshifting, which essentially lets me use one attack, block, or movement card, the base value of it, as one of the other 2. So I can kind of use it for whatever. And for killing the gibbering ghouls, I got this ability that lets me turn any one attack card into a ranged attack card, and then I discard that ability. The faction tokens are pretty cool. I kind of like them.
Yeah, they are cool.
Alan's got 3 units. He's doing well. I've only got 2. I got another set of scouts. I really like their ability to let me scout ahead and flip exploration stuff before I'm supposed to be able to. So that's been nice. So we're going to chuck this now. Put that in the junk over there, if you would. And while Alan does the new offering for the units, I'm going to bust out our new cards for the spells. We've got Mana Bolt, Lightning Bolt. When you play this, pay a mana. If you paid blue, it's Ice attack 8. If you paid red, Cold Fire attack 7. If you paid white, range. This is the best card in the whole world. I want it.
Mana Bolt is awesome.
Yeah, and then our new one of this is Agility. This is a good card. Move 2 during combat. You may spend move points to get attack 1 for each. So that is also a good one. Considering how much move we've had in the game this turn, it's kind of nice to have something that we can use to convert it to something else. So our offering is kind of mellow. The monks are nice.
Nope, we don't have any core tiles revealed yet, so still not into the cool guys yet.
The peasants are not to be disregarded. They are actually a pretty nice unit because they're so diverse. They can give you a number of different abilities, which is kind of cool. So my last round was better. I managed to get rid of some wounds. How'd you feel about yours? What'd you do?
I feel a lot better after this round. A lot better. I got rid of wounds. I did some damage.
Right. We don't hear that sucking sound of us doing badly.
No.
So yeah, and this is what we killed this round. So this is our kills for the round right here. So not bad. We did okay. I killed the Balrog there, and I think you killed everything. Oh, that's the gibbering ghoul. I killed that. You just killed those guys. Whatever. My name's Alan. I killed everything. So, okay. Let's put these in the dead cups. Huh? The Chicago way? That's right. Throw them in the river.
There you go. Which is which?
Far side. There you go. Okay. So now we're going into round 4 of 6, and we have been playing... It is 2:15. We started at 10:30. Keep in mind... we talk a lot. So that's the
And we had
reason.
lunch.
Right, and we had lunch, and then my wife stopped by, and she had lunch, and yeah. So here we go. On to round 4.
4.
Nighttime. Oh yeah, we're gonna flip that. Oh yeah, might as well do it now. Go ahead. Alan flips it. We roll it. This is on video, so if you roll awful, you're held responsible.
Oh,
You gotta roll those again, yeah. The offering has to be at least half not fancy colored. Okay.
That's still a terrible roll.
That is an awful roll. That's not. Well, no, that is pretty bad. A dark wind blows through the Mage Knight land. Okay, here we go. Day 4 of our journey. It has been exhausting. Many great fights. Alan fought 2 tokens for 25 minutes. He actually he undid and redid the fight
About 5
17 times. He was like, I win! Wait! And then he would go into a silent, like, stasis of analytical power. It was, whew. All right, so here we are. End of the 4th
year.
4th round.
Millennium.
2nd night. It is 3 o'clock, so we have been playing for 4.5 hours. No.
Minus maybe an hour.
Yeah, minus maybe an hour. I meant to say 5.5 hours. No, wait. 3 math are hard. We started at 10:30. That's 4.5 hours minus 1 for gobbledygook and playing with the puppy. That's the puppy over there, by the way. Not relevant to the game. People, come on, focus. All right, so here we are at the end of the 4th round. We have moved prodigiously forward. We have found the hidden valley where the elementals are hiding with their Tezla wannabe. And here we are. It is a level 8 wannabe, and it has these guys floating around it, so we got our work cut out for us. I've been lollygagging over here. I was absolutely determined to kill this awful death dragon with my fantastic sword, which I finally did. And the only reason I was able to pull it off was because I had sparing power, which let me get 4 cards right there in my last turn. So Alan has been a whole row ahead of me on fame this entire game, which is a downside, but it's cooperative. So that just means I get to pick tactics first. Yay! So we've opened up the map quite a bit. We've only got 3 core tiles left, which means one of them is going to be the Necro City, the Necromancer City or whatever. One of them is going to be a friendly city, which at this point, I don't think we care. We don't have time for that anymore. We need to just keep moving forward because we're going to have to kill whatever's here. We have to kill that guy. Then we have to get over to this side of the map because that will only appear in the north. And explore that and find it and kill it. We've got 2 rounds to do that in. We have some pretty big decks. We've been able to do a fair amount of healing, so we don't have as many wounds in our hands. As far as how the expansion affected this last turn, I feel like... oh, you know what? I was supposed to get a faction token when I killed that dragon. Hey, I get... whatever that is. What is that?
Staff of Concealment. Move 2. Your movement does not provoke rampaging enemies or enemies with ambush this turn. Also, any enemies pursuing you are not moved and do not attack.
That's good. This camera has terrible focus. All right. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to join him. I've got a card that'll let me teleport through that lake, so that'll help me get there a little bit quicker. Hopefully that comes up early in the turn. And let's see how we do. Alan, comments on this round?
Long battle. Long battle.
That was a long battle. And we did clean the oven during this last couple of rounds, so that's good. We've been cleaning the oven in the background.
That's not a game term. We actually cleaned the oven.
Right. That is. Although my boss, for the record, did call me and ask something about work, which I'm not there, so he shouldn't have done that. But I actually used the term conditional modifier in a discussion with my boss. And it flew right by him, so I don't know if he just thought, man, this guy uses big words for nothing. But Alan loved the fact that, I'm gaming, and as my boss called, and he said, did you tell them to do this? And I was like, no, I wouldn't use that many conditional modifiers. That was awesome. That's not what this is about. Can you please stay on task? Okay, so here we go. 5th round out of 6. Just so you know, when we're done playing this, we're playing Edge of Extinction.
Exodus.
That's right. We're going to play more games. Most games in one day ever. All right, see you in a bit. Okay. So we just had a conversation about what's happening here in the game, and it's bad. It's not good. So tell them what you told me.
Okay. Well, at the end of that last round, we were feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty powerful. We were getting rid of our wounds. Doing quite well.
Then we looked at the leader token.
The leader token is quite crazy. Not only does he have his very powerful lackeys with him, his level 8 first attack is 7 cold damage, plus he petrifies. So we have to block that.
Right, but all of our blacks are halved because it's an ice attack, which means we have to block for 14 physical attack, or he paralyzes us, and we discard our entire hand.
Now, and then another thing we realized is you have to get him every time you do damage to him. So this first one, 5 damage we have to do to him. He just goes down to the next level until we get all the way down to 1. Right. So if we get him to level 8 to level 7, we have to do how much damage? 5 damage. 5, 9.
No. Like for just to get him to 8 to 7, we have to do 5 damage, right?
5 damage.
And then he goes down to 7. And then if we want to get him from 7 to 6, we have to do 4 damage. And so every level, you have to hit him again and get him down. And you'd think, oh, well, then just hit him a bunch at one time. But if you manage to do damage to him twice, you have to do damage to him twice at the level he's at. So if he's level 8 and he has 5 armor, then to hit him twice, we have to do 10 damage, 5 twice, in order to bring him down 2 levels.
And if we hit him, we have to do 32 damage. Minimum. Minimum.
To what? To kill him?
Yes. Minimum. That's if we...
And that's not including... Is it all physical resistance? No, there's no physical...
No, he changes every time.
But he becomes elusive at one point? You guys can't see this. This camera's not... There we go. At level 3, he becomes elusive.
Are you sure you read the rules right?
I swear to God. I swear to God. Every time you hit him, he goes down 1 level, and then you gotta hit him again. I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well...
At least he doesn't start summoning like the other bastard does. This is not gonna...
I'm not completely broken yet.
Yeah, right. We're not giving up. Don't take that. We just realized that perhaps the situation was slightly more dire than we thought it was. So, okay. So we're gonna see how this goes. Stay tuned. Okay. We talked some more. We have discovered a problem with the faction leader. Do you guys remember when you thought Volcare was difficult? Okay, so we just mentioned that his attack is a cold attack of 7, which means you gotta block it, double if you're using physical, and that if it hits you, it paralyzes and you have to discard your whole hand. Why don't you go ahead, Alan, and read that part of the book right there?
Cooperative attacks on faction leaders. I'm gonna go down here to the bottom where it says... All players will suffer the faction leader's attacks in the normal way. All players will suffer the attacks of the faction leader.
So not only do we have to sort out and separate up where'd those bad guys go. So we have 5 bad guys that we have to fight. We have to split those up. But each one of us individually also has to block a 7 cold attack that if we do not block, we become paralyzed and discard our entire hand, meaning we can't even hit any of the other tokens that are there. And those other tokens are not small. They're not like, oh look, it's a marauding orc. No, it's a let's see what that's called, shall we? That is called that is a lightning dragon. The lightning dragon that you see here is let's see. Well, see, it has an armor of 7. However, it's also elusive. So if you don't block it, ignore the fact that we have to block a 7 cold attack or be paralyzed. It has a cold fire attack of 6, which means it can only be blocked with cold fire, or you have to double your block. And then you have to hit it for 7, unless you didn't block it. If you're like, I don't care, just hit me for 6. Now you have to hit it for 14. And it is resistant to both fire and cold attacks. That's one! That's one of the tokens that is with the faction leader.
Good news is, at least these guys aren't as bad.
Okay, so the other guys aren't as bad. We have fire, we got ice, we got air, we got skeletons with yeah. Okay.
You get the picture.
So there's a word that the word I'm thinking of is despair. And we're trying very hard right now to not feel that right now. We have 2 rounds, actually a round and a half, because I've spent most of this round desperately trying to get through my deck past the wounds to where there's actually combat. Somewhere in this evil, awful deck, there's combat, but I don't know where. So we're going to go back into this now. And
keep in mind, this is the first faction leader. This isn't even the second one.
So how do you feel?
This is like trying to beat 2 super powerful Volcaires. It's ridiculous.
So you're saying we're going to win?
We are going to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. We'll be back after this round. Wait, when we come back, he'll be dead. Here we go. Ready? All right, here we go. All right, Alan's working on his turn right now. I did my part of the combat. I would hardly call what I did a solution, but I'm trying to keep in mind that the point of this is to kill the faction leader, not necessarily the monsters. The 2 monsters I had were, unfortunately, on my draw, a bird with swiftness and a dragon with swiftness. So if you don't block at all, and these are rough, because again, this is the one that was picking on Alan earlier, it's swift, so if you don't block 8, it hits you for 4. But if you don't block 8, then its armor becomes 8, and so it's incredibly hard to hit. So I decided not even to swing at them. I used pretty much my entire hand and all of my resources to avoid that cold 7 attack so I wouldn't become paralyzed. And then once again, my mighty sword came out, and I was able to use it for +3. The sword gives you each card in your hand discarded for a +3 attack. And, would I get +1 fame for each enemy I defeat this turn? Do you think that counts as the faction leader going down a level? Maybe. So that gave me 6, and then I used this guy for 7, and I was able to bring the faction leader down 1 level. Now Alan is trying to work to see if he can get 3 more damage at least to bring him down that 1 additional level, but he has to block the 7 cold attack as well. In addition to dealing with the handful of monsters that got dropped in front of him, he actually took 3, I only took 2. Of course, I don't know, I ended up with the lightning dragon, so we're going to see how this turns out. What we're discovering is that this expansion is really hard. It's like Volcaire was hard. This is not. Volcaire is like Teletubbies compared to this. It's ridiculous. It's like borderline oppressive. Now, one of the things that's great about Mage Knight is thinking you're never going to do any good and then actually magically winning. It's one of the best feelings in the world, actually. But I don't know if that's the feeling that we're going to have after this. This has been pretty rough. We're not convinced we're actually going to be able to pull up the next faction later. But as you can see, Alan is still diligently working on his turn. Look, thinking face.
I got this.
Don't believe him. He says that. Another 5 minutes will go by. No problem. So, thinking man's game. All right, we'll see you guys after we're done beating on him this round. So when I was about to start this, Alan put his hands back on his face again, like, oh God. All right, no, so you'll notice there is as many enemies as there was when we started the fight. We just finished a bloody fight. I'd like to say, though, let me do this. Let me switch hands here. No, let's do left-handed. You're a lefty, right?
Yes.
So let me give you congratulations for doing 25 damage in 1 round.
Thank you.
However, we decided to ignore the enemies completely and just wail on his face. We wailed his face bad.
He was here. You went all the way down to level 2.
I did 1 level of damage. Alan did 5 levels of damage, bringing him all the way down to level 2. So we only have to knock him 2 more times to kill him. This is not, hey, you never know. You never know. Yeah. So I'm going to leave Alan here to fight him and run off and find the other guy. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. See you guys in a little while. Remember how upset and tense Alan looked last time we met? Viewers, look at him now. Cool and collected. Tell him why you're cool and collected.
I just single-handedly taken out the 1 faction leader.
Yeah, and what did I do? I used my movement.
He ran away.
To leave. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually as far as I could get. I used my turn to move 2 spaces into the woods. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, he actually managed to kill the faction leader. Now, as far as the expansion goes, there's something they haven't mentioned. What happens to the monsters if you kill the faction leader before the monsters are dead? We're assuming they just sit there on that spot. So we're going to let them. Now, it does say in the rule book that if you kill the faction leader, the person who killed the faction leader moves into that location. That doesn't seem likely, though, here, because that location is crawling with monsters. I would argue that he cannot move into it, right? I mean, you can't stand on top of monsters. That's not a thing.
It's not a safe spot.
It's not a safe spot. So, yeah, so you would have to move out. However, that's 2 more levels, so you get another 6 fame. Which he already put. He is absolutely skyrocketing on fame. Alan's ability to get all these extra advanced actions means that he's probably got a half dozen or more in his deck. I have two advanced actions in my deck because I only have leveled up to level 5. 5? Yeah, I'm on level 5. Sigh. So, we're ending... This is pretty much going to end our day, right? I mean...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, you got a whole other hand. You're a sick man. He's gonna use that to catch up with me, and we're gonna run across the street here and see if we can find the other faction. Yeah. So amazingly, despite all of our despair and certain self-doubt, we have killed one faction avatar, and we are moving towards the second one. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Okay, how was that? Was that intense?
Oh.
Okay, here we go. All right, so we finished that round. Not much has changed. We revealed another awful tile. Just to make it interesting, we're not. In order to get over here to find the other city, he's going to have to get past a vampiric dragon. Wait, it's not just a vampiric dragon; it's a
elusive vampiric dragon.
That's right. So not only does it suck your blood, but if you don't block it, you need to hit it with 16 to kill it. That's nothing. He just hit for 25. Who are we talking about over here? This is Alan we're talking about. Please. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Sorry, I'll never say that again. Okay. This gets wiped.
No, I already did that.
You already did that?
Yeah.
With the hero? We got more heroes?
Yep.
Really? I'm not even paying attention. Oh. Whoopsie. Did you do this too?
Yes.
What was I doing? Was I eating a popsicle? I was eating a popsicle. I look up, and the next thing I know, it's nighttime, and everything's changed. This is just like when I was doing drugs. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. It's really like that. Okay. Did you put out a new advanced action?
I did not.
For the monastery. Okay. All right, so this is it. We're going into the last night of the game. We have to find the bad guy. We have to deal with whatever he has surrounding him, and then we just have to knock him down 8 levels. I mean, what? That's nothing.
This was a moral victory, though. Moral victory right here.
This is a moral victory?
Moral victory. If we don't get this guy, I'm still happy we beat him.
I'm gonna do a celebratory. I'm spinning you around the screen right now. I know that doesn't mean anything to you. No, that's good. You can do that. That's awesome. Oh, look at him go! Look at him go! Oh, okay. Nerds in effect, baby. All right, last round of Mage Knight, Shades of Tezla. Here we go. What's wrong, Alan? What's the problem?
Well, if you'll see the board here, I'm literally stuck.
There appears to be a mountain, a vampiric elusive dragon, and a mage tower in your way. And I think we both know that mage tower contains a flame familiar.
Yes.
Why don't you just go in the mage tower and kill the familiar, Alan?
Well, okay.
Would it be because the vampiric dragon will then attack you for passing it by?
Yeah, that might be.
Thereby doing 8 damage?
That's a possibility. Oh.
It seems fine to me. I don't know. I mean, I'm just over here hanging out by the desert.
This is terrible.
Alan's in bad shape, man. We should be fine.
This game is full of ups and downs.
We're gonna need lithium after this. All right.
The map screws.
Dear viewers, we have just recently discovered that there is no God. We have flipped a tile on exploration that has surrounded Alan with water. he now must go through another mage tower. He killed the vampiric dragon. He went in, he took the wounds, he killed the familiar. And now he must go in blind into a new mage tower. Although for those who like to complain, you should know that this is a mage tower from the base game. We can tell by the color. And fight that so that he can even get around to our friendly city where we could heal, well, once we get past this, which will be an expansion Draconium. And then we still have to explore over this way somewhere. Actually, technically...
Another vampiric dragon.
Come on! Are you serious? Why? What have we done? Why? Okay. I'm fine. I apologize for that, listeners, viewers. So core tiles must be adjacent. So we have to go here. Yeah, we would have to go here to... right? Where's this tile end? Yeah, we have to go here to get to... or here. One of these two. We have to go here. We have to explore over here. We can't go over here. This is dead to us. There's way too much water. This is awful. So we have to go over here.
Or we can go over here.
Oh, down there? Oh, God.
It's about the same distance with the dragon there.
What? This is so bad. Okay, you know what? No. You know what? I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I think it's going to go great. I'm looking forward to this. Just you wait. I'm turning this off now because we got games to play.
I'm so excited.
That's yeah, you know what? I need one too. Let's do this. All right. Don't be real alarmed by that, folks. That's an automatic friendly city in this scenario. So at least we get to draw an extra card when we're next to it. You know, when we get by the dragon. Well, folks, it's been a roller coaster. We have reached the end of the 6th round, and although we fought diligently, and although we did find the necropolis, surrounded by dragons, mind you, and of course they were vampiric and death dragons, and we know what he would have looked like if we fought him, we've run out of time, and we did not beat the Shades of Tezla expansion of Mage Knight, at least not on our first play. I will have to say that we had significant problems with land. If you look at the beginning, we had this little forest area, a couple of mountains, we were able to work around that. And then we got up here, and then it just turned into horseradish and applesauce. There is just, yeah, we had this total impasse of water over here. We've got mountains and deserts over here. Dragons everywhere. It was like impossible to get through. Hey, put a shield on that. You won. You earned that shield.
Oh, I did. Excellent.
It was so hard to get through. I kept too many wounds in my deck. I really didn't find a way to heal them out. The very last turn, I drew a skill that lets me pay mana to heal things. That said, this is the first time I can honestly say I've gone an entire game of Mage Knight without a single mana crystal to my name. I never had a crystal. Couple of tokens, never a crystal. So, first take on the expansion. Hard.
That's a good thing, though.
It is a good thing. It's definitely challenging. I know that with the Volcare expansion, they did a lot of things to sort of make it so that you could adjust the difficulty. Even one of the adjustments, you can make the game faster or harder or more difficult. And I'm like, why are there 3? But with this one, it's just, no, we hate you. Dragons. And then it just throws things at you. So my experience playing Bravelar is that it seems like he has some pretty good skills. This one especially, Shapeshift, was really useful.
Very cool spell.
Being able to use one card as either move, block, or attack. No matter what the card is, you can use it as any one of those 3 one time per turn. That was really influential. That helped quite a bit. The faction tokens are neat. They give you a lot of little perks and abilities. Let me say this. One of the things that's really cool about Mage Knight is the excitement of what you're going to draw when you've earned something. Adding the faction tokens, I would argue, maybe?
You know what? I like the faction tokens. I think it added a little flavor. It's not a huge influence on the game, but I think it adds a little flavor. It definitely makes up for the wandering monsters being a little more, or a little harder.
Right.
So they give some cool abilities in there. So I kind of like the flavor with that. Little shake things up a little bit.
And I like the variety that comes from getting to draw chit and getting some new ability. It's hard not to be happy about it, even if it's kind of like, but you're still like, I got something. Yeah. The other nice part is that at the end of the game, if you haven't used them, they're worth 1 fame each. So they do help towards the overall score. We're going to score this. I don't know if I'm going to bother telling you that score because we did not win. We did not technically finish the game. It does say to score anyways to see how you did. You get 10 points for every avatar you kill. You get an additional 15 points if you kill both of the avatars. You get points for the dummy still having cards in his deck. Oh, the dummy. I want to show you an app that you can use. Probably should have shown you this sooner. I bet a lot of you are not even watching anymore. But if you heard me say that, then you are. That's deep. So app is called Mage Knight Dummy Player. It is available on the App Store. And if you go, can you push it back a little bit so we can show them what... maybe just go back so I can show them what it looks like to select. When you hit end round, it actually lets you pick which spell goes into the dummy's deck and which advanced action goes into the dummy's deck. And then you hit OK. And so it builds up the deck just like you would do if you had to do it manually with cards. This is what it looks like on the front of the screen. It lets you pick which character you're going to use for the dummy. Shades of Tezla has only been out for a few weeks, so obviously they haven't updated the app. But it even lets you play the General Volcaire character, which is excellent because it lets you play the Lost Legion expansion. So this app is available on the Google Play Store. I don't know if it's available on iPhone. Why do you have an iPhone? So that was what we were using today for our dummy deck. We're going to wrap this up because we are absolute disgusting people that intend to play yet another game today. We're probably going to record it because we have no sense of logic. But my overall experience, I would say, has been positive for the Shades of Tezla expansion. The new characters, the new stuff is fun. The new bad guys are very difficult. The new enemies that you fight are worth doing, and it doesn't really overwhelm the game with new pieces. It just gives it a new flavor, and that was just one of the different scenarios that come with it. We played the longest one. We started at 10:30, and it is now 5:30. 5:30. So long game. So Edge of Extinction coming up next. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please leave comments below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Do whatever you're going to do. Thank you very much to Alan DeCamp, who was here today and helping me lose this game. We had a ton of fun doing it, and I will see you guys on The Geek. Take care.